Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of your favorite interactive English show on Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name. And it's time for, you know it, liftoff.
T-minus 10.
Come on.
9, 8,
7, 6, 5. Come on.
4, 3.
Countdown with
2,
me.
1,
1.
0.
All right.
Ignition.
This is it, folks.
Liftoff.
Here we go.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Here we go. Come on, come on. Get up there. Get ready.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
the show with no. It's show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name.
Vaughn Radio.
Let's go.
That's right, amigos. Welcome to another exciting show with no name on Vaughn Radio. So much to do, so much fun to be had. Oh, yeah. I'm excited to be here today with you all, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm serious. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just came from my daughter's school. We were celebrating Thanksgiving over at my daughter's school this morning. It was tons of fun. I told them, well, I brought my globe. You say globo terráqueo, I think? I bought my globe and I showed them, well, Lara was my assistant. And I told them, guys, I'm not from this place. I come from a different place. Like an alien. I told them I'm from the United States. Well, actually, Lara told them that. And then I pulled out the globe and I said, we're in Spain. We live in Spain, so we have to cross an ocean. So we did a little geography. We learned a little bit about food. We did some animal noises. Turkey, gobble, gobble, gobble. Yeah, oh yeah. So I had a great time this morning over at my daughter's school. And the kids, they're so appreciative. And then when I asked my daughter single-handedly made everybody in the class, every single person in the class, including all three teachers that were there, go, oh. And it was just beautiful because I taught them to be thankful for. And I said, guys, we're all thankful for different things. And then I said, I'm thankful for Lara. And she got this huge smile on her face, which was beautiful because her daddy, not just her daddy telling her that every day, but also in front of her friends, confirming it. Like, I'm thankful for Lara. And then I said, Lara, it was her turn. You always pass the baton. No, pasas en los relevos, you pass the baton. And I said, okay, well, Lara, what are you thankful for? And it was just beautiful. She looked at all her friends there sitting on the mat, and she said, I'm thankful for my friends. And everybody at the same exact time went, oh, it was a magical moment. So, folks, I am truly thankful for each and every one of you guys. And thank you for being here. Thanks for participating. Thanks for downloading, whether you listen on the podcast. Again, those of you who can't join us live, and there are a lot of you. There are many people, many more people who listen to the show via podcast or at a later time because of this timetable. As many of you know, 10:30 to 12:30 isn't prime time radio, but I thank all of you. I'm not just thankful for you. Obviously, I tell you every day, the ones who are here participating. I'm thankful for you guys. Of course I am. I mean, I think I show you every day and everything I do. I hope so. And but sometimes I forget that there are always people out there participating in the shadows, and I'm thankful for you guys too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. However you listen, however, whether you watch, whether you participate, whether you're one of those silent ones, thank you, Show with No Namers, from the bottom of my heart. Another thing I'm thankful for is the special deals at Vaughn this Black Friday.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you some breaking news.
It's Black Friday over at Grupo Vaughn, and we've got tons of special deals on all our most amazing programs and resources. You can find out more about these special deals on our website, grupovaughn.com. You can save tons of money on our courses, such as the Executive Master in Business English and Vaughn Groups, among others. You can also find tons of deals over at the Vaughn Tienda. If you were ever considering signing up for a course with us or getting some materials, now's the time. Don't think twice. We've got something for everybody this Black Friday. So go to our website and learn how you can save on some of our greatest courses and materials. You can also find more information about our special deals on social media. And if you live in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, or Madrid, feel free to stop in and we can tell you all about these special offers. Don't waste any more time. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Black Friday at Vaughn. That's right,
We
folks.
now return you to our regularly scheduled program.
Thanks, Alberto. Wait, that was weird. All right, folks, time to remind you of this week's question of the week.
Question of the week.
That's right, folks. It's question of the weekend. You've got less than 8 hours to get it into me. A nice round of applause for the ones who have participated already. Maria Jose, week after week. Excellent. Ana, which is Anix, which is weird. When I see every time I get an email from you, I'm like, Ana, who's? And then I'm like, sure, Anix. Once I hear your voice, I know exactly who it is. So we've got Maria Jose, we've got Anix, and we've got Laura. Thank you, ladies, for leading by example. I also got an email from one of your classmates, Kubla. You guys know him and love him. He left me an audio, but I didn't have time to get it. As I said, I was at my daughter's school all morning. But basically, Kubla's he's got a TCB, lo uso para enseñaros una expresión. He's got to take care of some business, so he won't be joining us for a while. But Kubla, don't worry, as I tell everybody, because you aren't the first. Many people come and go. Needs must, right? TCB is take care of business, atender a tus asuntos, and needs must. No, las prioridades son prioridades. We say needs must. So anytime you guys have to go, I get it. Believe me, I get it. I know that life has, well, there's a lot of responsibility, a lot of stuff to be done. But as you know, we'll be here. You can go away for a year. You can come back. I've had students who kind of did, and it's not disappear. As I said, people are doing what they need to do in life. I don't take it personal at all. I wish, and the good news is, you really don't have to, even if you can't listen at this time, the good news is Kubla or other listeners who have things to do, you can also listen to them via podcast as well. So as always, we'll be right here waiting for you. Handle your business. That's more important than anything in life. And don't let anybody tell you any different. We'll be here doing what we do every day, having fun and enjoying our mornings and afternoons. Because remember, in English, your afternoon begins at 12 noon. But I see we've got a lot of amazing show with no namers here on board who are ready to participate. And that's great because I've got a lot of challenges up ahead for all of you. And I think you're going to have tons of fun. All right. And question of the week. So what can't you live without? Or, something that you just couldn't imagine your life without. Obviously, the why is very important. So what can't you live without? What can't you live without? And I've already got my answer, and I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. You have the rest of today. Okay, so this is, we do them on Friday. So if you send it to me late on Thursday or early Friday, depending on what I have to do Friday morning, really, because sometimes I have class in the morning. So I can't guarantee that we'll get it on the air, but I want to hear from each and every one of you. And I know I speak on behalf of all of you. I'm sure the more, the merrier. So if you want to participate, tell us what you couldn't live without. And you can, once you know what that is, you can send me around a minute. A minute is just a guideline, una pauta. Around a minute, introduce yourself and tell me what you can't live without. And this is a section as well. If you listen via podcast, why can't you participate in this section? Right? This isn't the spelling bee where you have to do it right there to, to see if you got it. But this is a section where anybody can participate. So if you haven't participated, I urge you to participate. Why? What student doesn't want to work on their speaking? Okay. And if you don't, I don't know why. That's the most important thing. Okay, listening, you're not going to get speaking without the listening, obviously. Right? But once we process it and we let it sink in, lo asimilamos, well, then the most important thing there is obviously to vocalize, to say it. And that's why I want to get you guys talking in English. So if you'd like to participate, the clock is ticking. You got to tell us something you couldn't live without. And we'll hear that tomorrow on our question of the week. Also, I told you yesterday, we're having a party.
Attention, all Vaughn Radio listeners.
We're having a party. Everybody swinging.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dancing to the music.
Where is it?
On the radio. That's right. We're having a party. And you're invited. Join us December 1st on the Show with No Name. We'll have special guests, Vaughn Radio Trivia, where we can see how well you know your favorite radio station, plus flashbacks, and you can even win prizes. Join us on December 1st. I'll be in the studio with Richard Vaughn, Kyle Miller, and many other Vaughn Radio presenters. Join us as we celebrate 20 years on the air. Because as Rod Stewart said,
we're having a party.
everybody swinging,
Oh, yeah.
dancing to the music.
Where is it?
On the radio. So join us. See you on December 1st. We've got a lot to celebrate. That's right. 20 years on the air. Thanks to you.
I've been following you for years. Wow.
All right, folks. That's right. December 1st, we are having a bash. And I hope you, even if you can't join us live, you can tune into that program. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be one for the books. Como se le puse a Richard. I wrote this in an email yesterday to Richard and to Kyle. And I said, it's going to be one for the books. Uno para recordar. What we mean is the history books. It's going to be one for the books. So join us on December 1st, where we celebrate here on the Show with No Name. We'll be in the studio together celebrating 20 years on the air. And the only reason we can do that is because of y'all. Y'all, vosotros. Because of y'all. Eso es muy nativo, ¿no? Because of y'all. All right, folks, it's time for a little participation from you in our pop quiz. Come on. Hands up. This is a roller coaster, folks. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Pop quiz, 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 quiz. Woo! Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah, all right, amigos. It is our pop quiz here on the show with no name. And as always, we are having a party. Everybody swinging, dancing to the music on the radio. Yeah, that's a Rod Stewart song, if you didn't recognize it. Yeah, I put that little radio ad together myself yesterday. As many of you know, one of my hobbies is producing. Right? I teach, I do the shows, but I love producing the shows. So from start to finish, as many of you know, FYI, for your English, nobody else helps me with that. Nobody. Okay? Like, I literally have nobody. So if I'm like, oh, I have to do this by tomorrow, I have to remind myself to do it. And I don't have any employees or a big budget or anything. So, folks, by the way, last episode of FYI drops tomorrow. It's on hair. That's right, pelo. So that'll drop tomorrow, like every Friday. Then we're taking a break from FYI for the month of December. I need a little break from producing. And I will be releasing some bonus episodes throughout the holidays as well. So stay tuned to that. Now, if you guys are in my community, you already have access to the hair episode. You got it yesterday, along with the bonus episode. Cool, huh? Yeah. For the rest of you, it's out tomorrow. You just got to wait till Friday, and you only get one episode instead of two. But hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Lo decís igual, a caballo regalado. Hey, you get a free podcast, and the good thing is you've got a lot of amazing podcasts, not just FYI. Obviously, I'm touting FYI because it's mine, but there are really amazing podcasts out there, of course, here on Vaughn and outside of Vaughn. All right, today we're going to look at something that we don't even know exists. That's right. We don't even know it exists. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about phrasal verbs. Okay? Now, I know you guys are obsessed with these. I get it, because we use them all the time. But we don't know what they are. I swear to God. My daughter doesn't know what they are, but she uses them every day. Papi, wake up. Get up. Stand up. Wash up. Todo con up al final, no? Watch out. Cuidado. We use them all the time, but we don't know what they are. Why? All right, let me explain. Because if I ask you, what is a phrasal verb? You're going to tell me, well, it's a verb plus a preposition. Okay, what child at 4 years old or 3 or 5 knows what the fuck a preposition is? You're going to confuse them, right? If you tell them, no, that one's got a preposition and that doesn't. What? So wait a minute. You're telling me that get up and swim, or no, let's use one that has the same amount of syllables. Get up and invent. Get up and invent are different. Okay, in meaning, obviously, they're different. But to a child, to a virgin ear, which is what we have when we're born, right? There's no filter. There's nothing saying, So get up is 2 sounds, 2 syllables, the same as rewind. So a child doesn't know that there's a preposition in there. They don't even know what a preposition is. So I insist, don't learn phrasal verbs as verb plus preposition. No, learn the sound. Get up, stand up, right? Give it away, regálalo, sóplalo. Learn how they sound together. That's what you need to learn. My daughter doesn't even know. If I told her, sit up, write it, she's like, it starts with an S. Hasta ahí llega, eh? But then I'm like, if I tell her, you see the preposition? She'll be like, Papi, what's a preposition? And that's where I just confuse her. So again, I think that's the whole lesson that I'm trying to give you guys in each of our episodes. We have a new section every Wednesday, as many of you know, called Learn with Lara, where I just record our daily classes. I'm all the time. And we record our daily classes. Okay, I don't record them every day. And half the time she doesn't know I'm recording. I want it to be natural. I want you to hear the techniques that I use with her. And I want you to hear, most of all, that she's not thinking, there's no, what tense is it? Is this the past tense? Is this a phrasal verb? None of that matters. It's just, si quiero que se levante, I got to say, get up. That's it. Now, da igual que sean dos palabras. It's get up. That's the sound. So focus on the sound, because that's what we're learning. All right, so let's warm up with some of these phrasal verbs. You can pick up these materials all at the Vaughn Tienda. We've got materials on phrasal verbs. We've got materials on everything under the sun. And right now, tons of special deals. Not just on materials, but also on our courses. So go over to grupovon.com and find out what's for you. There's something for everybody, I'm sure. And if you were ever considering taking a course with us or buying some materials, which I know many of you have taken courses and have materials, well, if you're looking for more, now's the moment. Because, everybody could use, even if it's 5%, although, if I'm not mistaken, the discounts are much more than 5%. But don't quote me. Just go to our website. It's grupovon.com. Or you can buscarlo en internet. Toma. Consultar, buscar. There's your first phrasal verb. I don't want you to give it to me. I just want you to say it out loud. So, si yo te digo, I don't know the answer, ¿cómo me dices tú? Googlealo, sin decir Google it, que también vale. But we're looking at phrasal verbs, whatever the hell they may be. What did you say? Did you say look it up? Eso es el sonido. Look it up. Look it up. O sea, no te aprendes. Ok, puedes verlo en tu... Ok, look up. Pero luego, olvídate, eso es look it up. I'm going to look it up. Eso es un diccionario, base de datos. Esto es buscar en un sitio donde sabemos que vamos a encontrar. No buscar porque lo hemos traspapelado. Right? We didn't misplace anything here. Okay? Good. There's your first one. I'm going to give you 3 as always, but we are just warming up. Toma. Otro phrasal verb. Calentando motores. We're warming up. All right. Here's the first one. Si tú no Now, this one's not to give me yet. Again, this is just to practice. So no, it's not the first one. It's the second one. Okay. Si tú no investigas la cuestión, yo la investigaré. Now, you can use investigate, but that's not the phrasal verb. We're looking for the phrasal verb. And this one makes sense. If you don't look into the matter, el asunto, la cuestión, I'll look into it. So look into it. Look into them. Fíjate, el sonido es look into. I'm going to look into it. No, it's look into it. Hey, Alberto, did you look into that? Oh, yeah, I didn't have a chance. Look into, mirar más. Mira, piénsalo como un vaso. Estás mirando por dentro, más profundo. You're looking into it, right? If somebody says, Alberto, do you know what day the party is, the 20th anniversary celebration? Oh, I can't remember right now. But let me look into it. Déjame investigarlo. Here's one. Todo saldrá bien. I can think of 2 phrasal verbs. Everything will turn out fine. Everything will work out fine. We can work it out. We can work it out. Wow. All right. One more, and then I'll give you the 3 that I want you guys to give me. What about this one? Habla más alto, por favor. All right. Habla más alto. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear habla más alto, por favor? Does it remind you of a Vaughn radio show? Speak up. That's right. Speak up with Ruby, which is on Vaughn Radio every day from 3 to 4 p.m. Well, I didn't have time to give you the challenges, but I'll give them to you when we come back. We're going to look at phrasal verbs or normal verbs, whatever you want to call them, but I don't want you to be afraid of them. They're just like other verbs, a collection of sounds. Una colección de sonidos. Olvídate preposiciones. I think it just confuses people. We don't know what phrasal verbs are. We don't need to. We just need to know the sounds of the verbs we want to use. Guys, we'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. I can't believe we just flew through part one. I mean, 26 minutes. Well, if you don't count the ads, los anuncios, 26 minutes. Oh my God. And I went over 3 seconds. Sorry, Nacho. Me pasé 3 segundos. We can cut out a pause. Algún pause ahí, una pausa, you say. Alguna pausa. We can just cut out a pause. No problem. All right, folks, welcome to part 2 of the show with no name. We're going to hear our Say What soundbite right now in a moment. We'll also get our pop quiz. I still have to give you your 3 challenges, phrasal verb challenges in your pop quiz. We've got our spelling bee. We've got homophones. Oh, my God. We've got a lot to do. Never mind the second half of the show where we're going to do Name That Movie, Name That Lyric, You're Joking, Famous Birthdays. Oh, my God. We really do have to put the pedal to the metal, because we've got a lot of challenges lying up ahead, my amigos. And I know you guys. I know you very well. I know you love a good challenge. And if you love a good challenge, then you're going to have to join us for Vaughn Radio Trivia Night on December 13th with Richard Vaughn. Guess who's hosting our upcoming Vaughn Radio Trivia Night?
My name's Richard Vaughn. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
You guessed it. None other than the one and only Richard Vaughn. Join us on Wednesday, December 13th at 8:30 p.m. We're gonna have fun. We'll laugh. We'll play. You'll meet your favorite Vaughn Radio presenters and your fellow students. And there are even prizes for the winning team. So don't miss it. Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, hosted by the one and only Richard Vaughn. Wednesday, December 13th at Roll Madrid, Calle de Amaniel 23. It's gonna be tons of fun. That's right, folks. Hosted by the one and only Richard Vaughn, and we're all gonna be there, so we hope you can join us as well. So December 1st, we're having a party, and December 13th, we're having another party. Why not? It is officially the holiday season. That's another thing about today, about Thanksgiving. Good Friday. No, not Good Friday. Good Friday is in Easter, Viernes Santo. Black Friday Really, what does that mean besides like a commercial holiday? It's the official start of the holiday season, the Christmas, New Year, and you guys who have the Epiphany or the wise men, los reyes, that you guys have. All right, well, folks, before we check out our pop quiz, we're going to do the Say What soundbite. Yeah. Say what? What? All right, amigos, it's the Say What soundbite. And I just said we're kicking off the Christmas holiday tomorrow, officially. Well, the good news is this is it's got a Christmas theme today. And it's a classic. If you don't know this, you got to know it before the end of the holiday season. Oh, man. My daughter loves this. Oh, me too. That's why she does. You see, there's a direct correlation. My daughter loves airplanes. Why? Papi, look at the plane. Why? She always sees me looking up, right? I don't look at the ground. I'm not interested in people's chewing gum. My eyes are fixed on the sky. That's right. As Pink Floyd says in Learning to Fly, tongue-tied and twisted, just an earthbound misfit. Tongue-tied and twisted. Tongue-tied, que se me traba la lengua. And twisted, torcido, retorcido. Just an earthbound misfit. No, uno que no encaja. A misfit. That's right, folks. All right, well, let's see if you recognize today's Say What soundbite. But more importantly, it's not about recognizing it so much as being able to tell us what you heard in your own words. And hopefully, by the end of the show, you'll be able to tell us every single word. Is everybody ready? This is the Say What soundbite for the first time.
No one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
Oh, my God. It makes me want to watch it right now. I'm serious. Oh, I love this. I don't know why. I guess I know why. I love the guy who wrote this. And I love the voice. I mean, I love the whole thing, the original. All right. Some of you might know what it's from already. All right. Well, either way, that's not the important part. The important part is I want to know if, what you heard. You got to sum it up. Resumirlo. There's another phrasal verb for you. And we got some more coming up. So let me play it for you a second time, and then I'll give you your pop quiz challenges as well. And this way you guys can tell me what you heard as you're working on the pop quiz. And I see we've got a lot of students checking in too in our live stream. So we'll be checking in with you guys in just a moment. But first, the Say What soundbite for the second time.
No one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
All right, there you go, folks. That's your Say What soundbite for the second time you'll hear it, an additional 2 times. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room, and you guys have a couple jobs. Well, let me give you the second one. First one, sum up what you just heard. Second one, translate these 3 sentences. And you'll see where I'm going here in a moment. You have to use phrasal verbs because that's what we're looking at today, even though they don't exist. All right. Si no apagas el incendio, yo lo apagaré. Number 1. Si no apagas el incendio, yo lo apagaré. That's your first one. The 15th, the 15th. It's number 15 on the list. The second one for you. Si no apagas la luz, yo la apagaré. Okay? So, si no apagas el incendio, yo lo apagaré. Si no apagas la luz, yo la apagaré. And the last one, si no apagas la vela, yo la apagaré. Now, what am I getting at here? Does anybody catch where I'm going here? Those are 3 different ways to say apagar. So, number 1, si no apagas el incendio, yo lo apagaré. Number 2, si no apagas la luz, yo la apagaré. And the last one, si no apagas la vela, yo la apagaré. Good luck. I think this one's going to be a little bit tricky, but I believe in you guys. I know you guys will be able to figure it out. No doubt. All right. David in the house. Good morning to you, David. Great to have you on board as always. You are always eager, con ganas. I love it. There's Born to Iron Man. He says, morning, friends. Morning to you, Born to Iron Man. Great to have you on board. Laura, she says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. Happy Thanksgiving, AA. We are thankful for you. Oh, thank you. Laura, very sweet of you. Leo, there's Leo in the house. He says, hi, friends. What's up, buddy? He says, I love Thanksgiving. That big table with all that food and drinks always made me choke up or get choked up. Emocionarse. Great word there, to get choked up. He says, jokes aside. Oh, I get it. Choke up. Atragantar. All right, to choke or to get choked up. I like it. I like what you're doing there, playing with words. He says, jokes aside, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and I'm grateful to be a part of this community. Awesome, Leo. It is an honor and a pleasure, as always, to have you on board. There's Vero. Hello, Vero. How you doing? Yeah. She says, morning, beautiful people around the universe and beyond. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, Vero. It's a pleasure to have you, as always. Laura says, a shout out to Kubla. We'll miss him. Of course we will. But as we said before, needs must. And the show must go on, right? Right. So the good news is you can, the great news, it's not good news, it's great news that if you still want to listen to the show, we record them. But we will miss them in the live show. But I don't want to get melodramatic either because, well, people come and go. And as much as, you know, everybody is an important part of the show is the show. The show must go on. The only person I guess it can't go on with is me. Or maybe my daughter can take over for me. Well, as I said, guys, we get it. We've had people, as I said, for a few years where I'm like, oh man, I remember this person. And I'm really bad with that. Yo me olvido también de la gente, los nombres y tal. But there are people I'm like, oh wait, where were you? And someone's like, oh, finally, I got a new job and I can tune in again. So again, guys, we get it. We get it. The good news, you'll always have us on the Vaughn Radio app and wherever you listen to podcasts. There's Marisol. Marisol says, happy Thanksgiving and have all of you a good Thursday. Mejor, Marisol, te hago un ajuste ahí. Have a good, so happy Thanksgiving, and may all of you have a good Thursday, right? May all of you have a good Thursday. She says, let's give thanks. So we give thanks. So great expression, to give thanks. Dar las gracias. I think it's the same. Let's give thanks for who we are and what we are reaching and the people around us. I second the motion. Marisol. No doubt. There's Chris Valrol. She says, morning, amazing show with no namers. I'm grateful for being here with all of you. Happy Thanksgiving. We miss you, Kubla. Oh, yeah, we will. There's no doubt about it. No doubt. Born to Iron Man says, that jingle by the great Rod makes anyone swing his or her body indeed. Well, you know what? It's funny that you say that, Born to Iron Man, because yesterday I was sitting around the studio here after the show, and I'm like, I want to make a little, actually Richard said, let's make a radio ad, which means, Alberto, make a radio ad. Translation, Alberto, make some noise. Ruido. And so I thought, I'm like, well, let me think about it. How do I want to sell the idea here? And then I thought, we're having a party. And all of a sudden I started singing, we're having a party. Everybody swing. And I was like, there it is. Got to use that. So Born to Iron Man, it was literally me saying, well, like I was going to say, guys, we're having a party. But then I said, well, it's better if Rod Stewart sings it. So no doubt about it. And I just had an idea. I just had a great idea. If you guys want to participate, it would be awesome. Awesome. Here's the idea. What I want you guys to do, if you're up for it, I'll play it. Yo lo pongo el 1 de diciembre. You got to send it before then. If you want to send us a 1-minute audio note, again, 1 minute I think is more than enough to tell your story about anything. Tell that to some of my friends on WhatsApp. And me too. I need to be reminded. But in 1 minute, tell us why you love Vaughn Radio or how you found Vaughn Radio or something nice about Vaughn Radio. And if you want to send it to me, we can play it on our 20-year anniversary show on December 1st, where we're having a party. We'd love to hear from you. So send it to the same place you send the question of the week. You can send it to alonso@grupovaughn.com. Born to Iron Man says, congrats, Vaughn Radio, for its 20th birthday. Yeah, I can't believe it. I've been on board for 15 years, but, I've been at Vaughn for almost 20 years, but I've been on board at the radio for 15 years now. It's mind-blowing, really. Just, wow. All right, let's see who else is in the house. Yolanda says, good morning, all. Hello, Yolanda. Welcome aboard. Leo says, by the way, yesterday I played Leto a part of the audio of Lara learning. And surprisingly, he started repeating and answering. The mirror effect, Leo, it's contagious. And you know what, Leo? That's exactly what I wanted you to do. What a good dad. Right? Great dad. Leo, you are definitely a model dad. Leto's very lucky to have you as a dad. Not just as an English teacher, dad, but as a great person. Let's see. Jaime says, if you don't put off the fire, I'll put it off. Aplazarlo. No, that's not what I asked for. Aplazar el fuego. No, I said apagar. Good effort, but it's not correct. And we're missing 2 more as well. All right. Well, let's see if anybody else figured it out here. Daniela. She said, I've got them all out of order here. Guys, I should have said this. I thought it was clear, but I'll say it again. When you participate, especially in like one section, please, for the sake of simplicity, put everything in one post. Because remember, maybe Daniela sends one, then Jaime, then Daniela again, then Laura, and I'm reading like 3 different posts that are really supposed to be the same post. So for the sake of simplicity and not driving your English teacher crazy, crazier than he already is, keep it simple, guys, okay? If it fits, put it in one post, always. All right, let's see. Daniela, I'm going to skip ahead just because I'm missing one in the middle. So I'm going to go to somebody who's got all three in the same post. But great effort, and we'll see if you got them right either way. The first one who put them all together is Laura. Let's see if she got it. The first one. If you don't put out the fire, I'll put it out. Yes. So Jaime, put off. Aplazar. To put out, apagar. Incendio. Cigarro. Right? Okay, great. Number 2. If you don't turn off the light, I'll turn it out. Good. You can say turn it out or turn it off. Right? I would go with off just because it sounds better like together. So if you don't turn off the light, I'll turn it off. But you can also say turn out the lights. So, correct. Turn out the lights. You may be right. You may be crazy. Turn out the lights. I think you'll definitely hear it in music. All right. So we said put out a fire. Turn off or switch off a light if you're British. Yes? And then the last one. Let's see, Laura, if you got 3 for 3. If you don't blow the candle out, I'll blow it out. There's a model student, folks. Laura, great job. Chris Valrol, if you don't put out the fire, I'll put it out. Great. Number 2, if you don't switch off the light, I'll switch it off. Perfect. Number 3, if you don't blow out the candle, I'll blow it out. Chris, wonderful. Excellent job. All right. Let's see. Anybody else? All right. Fabio says, hello, AA. Morning, fellows. I'm ready to rock. Glad to hear it, Fabio. He says, if you don't blow out the candle, I will do it. Great. To blow out. If you don't turn off daylight, eso no es inglés, man. All right, I'm not gonna, guys, remember, if you don't make the effort to check what you're writing, I'm not gonna like guess, you know? So, but you can use, I'll tell you what, anybody who's doubting if they got them right, you can just check what your lovely students, Laura and Chris, did. They put them all together. They dotted their I's. They crossed their T's. And that is what we're looking for. So wonderful job. All right. So you put out a fire. You put out a cigarette. You turn off a light or you switch it off and you blow out a candle. All right? So those are the phrasal verbs we were looking for. Remember, learn them as sounds more than words, right? Blow must out. No, blow it out. It's your birthday. Blow out the candles, right? Wonderful job. All right, now, I've got a lot of people participating in our Say What soundbite over here. Let's see who we've got. The first person to participate is Leo. And he says, it is a click, I would say a clip, no un clip, como decís vosotros, un corte. A clip from a famous tale. Yes, it is. Y buena palabra. Un cuento. Muchos decís story, pero tale se usa también. Great. A clip from a famous tale in which the main character does not like Christmas because he has a heart twice as small. Will it be Frankenstein? I've loved that tale since I was a kid. No, Leo, but same color. Great stuff. All right. Anybody else want to tell us what they heard? Chris Valrol says, I heard an excerpt from an old movie. Oh, yeah, definitely. Movie, cartoon. I'd say a British man is talking about a pair of shoes which are different sizes. Yeah, you heard right. That's right, Chris. Laura says, I heard an excerpt from a famous Christmas tale. Oh, guys, I don't know. This might be maybe one of the most famous Christmas tales, at least in my book. En cuanto a mí, we've looked at a couple expressions with book today. It's one for the books, uno para recordar. And in my book, en mi libro, que es En cuanto a mí. And she says, so a famous Christmas tale in which the warm voice of the narrator talks about a man who doesn't like Christmas because his heart is 2 sizes too small. Wow. You guys are on a roll today. Sé que sabéis lo de on fire. Estás on fire. Muy bien. Pero si quieres impresionar a tu profe hoy, say you're on a roll. Bueno, es otra forma de decir lo mismo. You're on a roll. You guys seem to be on a roll over here, without a doubt. Let's see. We've also got Vero. Vero taking a stab at our pop quiz. And the good thing, Vero, is it looks complete, right? When I see like no punctuation, when I see lowercase letters, when I see de instead of the, that's not what I'm looking for. Maybe, I know I joke around, siempre estoy de broma, buen rollito, but that's not what I'm looking for. Okay? Let's see. Vero. Vero says, if you don't put out the fire, I'll put it out. Great job, Vero. She says, if you don't turn off the light, I'll turn it out. Perfect. You can use out or off there, as we said before with Laura. And she says, if you don't blow out the candle, I'll blow it out. Wonderful job to each and every one of you. Yeah. But right now, we've got to go to a quick commercial break, amigos. I can't believe it. We are halfway through the show, having fun here on this Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I hope te lo doy con una expresión. I hope you're getting a kick out of today's show. O se está flipando. I hope you're getting a kick out of it. All right, we'll be right back with the second half of the show. So, stick around. Nice job, amigos. And thanks for learning and laughing with us here every day on the show with no name. Newsflash. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news. Attention all show with no namers. As of January 2024, the Show with No Name live stream will be available exclusively to my patrons. If you'd like to continue to watch the show daily and participate in real time, join us at patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. And what is Patreon, you may ask? Well, as many of you know, I've been teaching for over 20 years. I've taught all kinds of people, from famous folks to young kids. And with a background in acting, I love communication. I have a radio show that's been on the air for 15 years and a very successful podcast called FYI. I've also written 5 books and have appeared on numerous TV and radio programs. But the thing I'm most proud of is this curious community on Patreon that we are creating every day together. And I really think you should join us. For as little as €3 a month, you can have access to Show with No Name live stream daily. Every week you can get a bonus episode of FYI. Also PDFs so you can follow the podcast. And the moment you sign up, you'll have access to an archive of over 1,000 posts. You'll also get early access to all my content. And a new feature, a chat, so you can have direct access to me and your fellow students. And most of all, you'll be a part of a curious community of people just like you, English explorers. Consider joining us on Patreon for as little as €3 a month, and you'll get access to so many English resources. And I highly recommend you sign up for a yearly membership. This way you make a commitment and you'll also save 10%. And don't take my word for it. Just ask some of my interstellar students.
I've already improved my pronunciation, and as a consequence, I've gained a lot of confidence in my speaking. Thanks to our weekly review class and our monthly masterclass, where, by the way, to top it off, we have a lot of fun. In a nutshell, if you are willing to better your English, and much more, in a fun way, you won't regret it if you join us.
Alberto is a passionate teacher, an excellent communicator, and what I think is key, he's able to put himself in the student's shoes. He's always willing to help. You'll have access to a wide range of topics every week, bonus content, vocabulary receipts, weekly review classes, monthly master classes, and so on. I think it's much more than just learning English. So go to Patreon, have a look around, and give it a try.
Because it has helped me keep my English in check and just, improve my language skills in the most fun way, because his podcast is really, really, really entertaining and fun, and so are the classes that we have afterwards to revise and go over the vocabulary and just discuss interesting topics. So if you're considering becoming a Patreon, don't hesitate, because that's a great way to improve your English.
We now return you back to your regularly scheduled program. So what are you waiting for? Learn and laugh with us in our curious community over on patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. See you there. Yeah. What's up? Welcome back. In the house. Let's go. For radio. Whoop. Here we go. I want to send a shout out to each and every one of ya. I don't know what I'd do without ya. So, show with no naming, not blaming. We're learning and growing and doing things we knowing. Together. We're loving. Thank you. Doing and making tons of friends. Oh yeah. A shout out to the Show with No Name crew. Come on, you know who you are. Show with No Name. Laura and Kubla. Listen up, Iron Man and Salva. Maria Jose. Where you at? Where you at? Don't forget about Monse. And Nudia. Minhan. David. Carmen. Jose Maria. Leo. Where you at? There he is, teaching his son. Like a good dad. Hey, Onyx. Oh, what a great voice. Excellent. Edgar, what a good friend. Where's Vero? There she is. Haha, there she is. Paco. With the phrasal verbs. Elena. She's great. Joaquin. On the show with no namers. Sing it. Hands up. It's for you. With no namers. Lena. Show with no name is our game, and it drives us insane. Every day that we're dropping in Spain. Show with no to you. And if I missed you, you know I love you too.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Show with no name. All right, amigos.
Yeah.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Merci.
Merci.
A little French.
Gracias. Show with no name.
Obrigado. Folks, thank you. And it's time for Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no homophones. A show with no name.
That's right, folks. It is Homophones only on the Show with No Name. And we're going to take a look at some words right now. And we'll see if you guys can figure out these words. A, do you know them? B, do they sound exactly the same? The first word is más alto. Más alto. Okay? So if you said, y no es taller, su salario es más alto. Es ese, alto. No alto de tall. Okay? So, that's our first word. Okay? Este avión vuela más alto que ese avión, por ejemplo. Okay? And the second word is contratar. Alguien, un empleado. También en inglés británico significa alquilar un coche. All right? So you've got two words. Uno es más alto, your first word, and the second word is alquilar un coche en inglés británico. And in the meantime, speaking of inglés británico, have you heard about Oxford English? ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
That's right, folks. Check it out. You can get more information at our website. Don't forget, we've also got our Black Friday deals going on. So you can go to our website, grupovon.com, or you can also go to our bookshop, depending on whether you're looking for courses or you're looking for resources, or maybe you're looking for both. Well, either way, you can find links to the tienda, the Von tienda, you can find at grupovon.com. You can also contact us via social media, and if you'd like, you can give us a call at 911-385831. And if you want to stop by or if you want to arrange an appointment, we can give you a free level test. So contact us, or as we say, reach out. Reach out, I'll be there to give you all the loving you need. Reach out. Excellent song. All right, well, speaking of classics, we just had a classic song. This is from a classic cartoon. It's your Say What soundbite for the third time.
No one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to hear that one more time here on today's show. Also, let's see how you guys did over here on the Say What sound. No, not the Say What soundbite. Pardon me. The homophones section. All right, the first person to participate is our buddy, and it's Born to Iron Man. And Born to Iron Man, those are the correct words. So far, so good. And he says they sound alike. All right, Laura. Laura says the two words are yes and yes, and they sound alike. Absolutely. Okay, so that's two show with no namers saying that. Daniela, she says and sound exactly the same. There's no doubt in your mind, Daniela. All right, Jaime. Jaime says versus those are the correct words. And he says, I don't think they sound alike. All right. This is getting interesting here. All right. As we do, we just say the words, we use them in context, and then you tell me. All right. So I'm thinking of a song I like from the Damn Yankees. Can you take me high enough to fly me over yesterday? So high enough. So if we just look at the word high, H, sin el comparativo al final, la ER en este caso, right? It sounds like high. Are you high? Acuérdate, high también es colocado. So it depends if you're on top of a building or a bridge or... So interesting over there. So hi, how are you? Wow, you're really high. Same, those are homophones. So now we add the ER. Higher. Okay, can you take me higher? If you want to have a higher English level, well, you might as well download the Vaughn Radio app, and your English level will be higher than it used to be. And then who knows? Maybe somebody will hire you for a job, your dream job. So let's put them together. If your English level were higher, maybe somebody would hire you for your dream job. Absolutely. They are homophones. That G is totally silent. He oído gente decir Heiger. We just put it in there to confuse you. Solo está ahí para confundiros. That's it. Serves no other purpose, right? Higher. It sounds like fire. We've been talking about fire, right? We're talking about putting out a fire. Fire rhymes with hire. And the British, remember, they say, we're going to hire a car. We're going to hire a car or a lorry. A lorry es como dicen un camión. For us, lorry's a girl's name, right? So a British person, we're going to hire a lorry, and we would say, we're going to rent a truck. Do we really speak the same language? Also, Marisol got them as well. Excellent job to all of you who participated in our homophone section. All right, are you ready for your biggest challenge today? It's your spelling bee.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's our spelling bee here on the show with no name. And as always, here's where you guys have to participate. In fact, this is one of the sections that requires total participation. And don't get discouraged. No te desanimas. I think that's how you say it. Don't get discouraged if you don't get it on the first go. Because I have to say, I am brutally fast. Honestly. Seriously, like sometimes it's like, oh, you got one letter wrong. Don't take it bad. I'm telling you, I don't think I could get it. If I didn't have enough coffee, I think I'd be myself struggling to get it on the first go. But try your best. And as long as you do that, I'm happy. So here we go. This is Round one of today's spelling bee. These words do not have to be capitalized today. They can start with a lowercase letter. All right, here we go. I'm going to fly through them, but only because I know you guys can handle it. All right, the first one is P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. The second one is C-Y-B-E-R-S-T-A-L-K-I-N-G. The third one is D-O-X-X-I-N-G. The fourth one is M-A-L-W-A-R-E. The fifth one is I-D-E-N-T-I-T-Y space T-H-E-F-T. And the sixth one is I-N-T-E-L-L-E-C-T-U-A-L space P-R-O-P-E-R-T-Y. Good luck with that one. In the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit about Vaughn Groups. Do you know about Vaughn Groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn Groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn Groups are for you. All right, amigos. That's right. Vaughn Groups and a lot of other deals. Just go over to our website, grupovaughn.com. And if you live in one of these cities, if you live in the amazing cities of Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, or Madrid, feel free to stop in. We would love to meet you in person. All right, now I've got some winners here on all fronts. We say the same thing, on all fronts. So let's start with the Say What soundbite winner, Laura. Excellent job, Laura. Beautiful. All right. And also, it looks like we have got some spelling bee winners, and I went really fast. So give it up for your classmates, Born to Iron Man and Chris. Wow. Impressive. Impressive, because I literally flew through round one. All right. Round two, as you know, is easier. So I expect all of you to participate. Wonderful job to Laura with the Say What soundbite, and Born to Iron Man and Chris with today's spelling bee. All right, here we go with round two. I'm going to be really nice. So that means no excuses, okay? The first one, P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. The next one is C-Y-B-E-R-S-T A-L-K-I-N-G. The third one, D-O-X-X-I-N-G. The fourth one is M-A-L-W-A-R-E. The fifth one is I-D-E-N-T-I-T-Y space T-H-E-F-T. And the last one is I-N-T-E-L-L-E-C-T-U-A-L space P-R-O-P-E-R All right? There you go. Those are your spelling bee words. We've got Marisol coming in as well. Great job to everybody who participated. These are all words that have to do with the internet, and more specifically, cybercrime. You say cibercrimen, ciberdelitos. We say cybercrime, okay? So I know you know the word cibercafé. Remember those? Well, we say cyber. Okay, so the similar word, but different pronunciation. So today, in the year 2001, they had the Convention on Cybercrime, and this was signed in Budapest. Because remember, when the internet came along, well, they realized, oh, wait, this is the Wild West over here. And they realized a lot of criminals could use it to sell drugs, to steal identity, even, trafficking of all kinds of things. So we all know there's something called the dark web. And if you didn't know it, now you do. I don't know how to access it. And I get sick with the stuff I see on the normal internet. So never mind the dark web. No thanks. No thanks. In fact, my plan is to spend less time in cyberspace and more time in the real world, right? So the first word is fishing. And I'm not talking about fishing, something you do with your uncle, when you go out on the lake. No. I'm talking about fishing people's details. Pero esta se escribe con PH. Okay? So it's fish, pero con PH. I know you guys know this one because my bank occasionally says, don't give anybody your details. Don't be a victim of phishing. Well, this is literally fish pescando. No, you put up a fake website, right? And you're like, somos la Caixa or whatever. And then you tell them, por favor, mete tu contraseña. And guess what? Now they got all your information. And the people who fall for this the most, sadly, are seniors, senior citizens, gente mayor, who don't really know. They're not tech savvy. To be tech savvy es que controlas ordenadores, informática. So phishing is the first one. Thankfully, I've never been a victim of phishing, or that I know of. Maybe somebody's got my details over there and they haven't used them yet. But the next one I was a victim of, cyber stalking, acoso por internet. I had an account, I can't remember the name of it, algo ortográfico or something. It was like, they started stalking me, basically. And I don't even know who they are. I didn't know, and I still don't know who they are. And what happened was they started looking through my tweets from 2001 or I don't know when it was. I don't know the year. The point is, it was 6-7 years before. And they were obviously trying, and they weren't, no. They weren't looking at my tweets. They were looking in my replies. So A, these people are really bored and don't have a life. And B, I don't know why they chose me. So they said something like I was a sexist. And it's a funny story because what it showed me is they have no fucking idea of English. So somebody said I don't know why we celebrate all those holidays over here. Your amigas, as they say in Burgos and Soria in that area. We're just complaining for the sake of complaining, right? I don't like it. Well, then just shut your mouth and don't celebrate it, right? Or you want me to go around telling everybody what I don't like too? Why don't we focus on what we like? Well, anyway, it was one of these people. And I said we should all chip in and get this person a gigolo. And in English, what that means, if somebody tells you, la traducción de la frase is, you need to get laid. Necesitas un polvo. That would be the translation. That means you're uptight. That is not something you say only to a woman. So I was like, I love how you're trying to say I'm sexist, but if you only knew English, I would say that to my friend who's a man as well. So it was weird. I was like, I don't know what you guys want from me. I was like, I never heard of you. I don't know who you are, and leave me alone. And the good thing is I just blocked them. The best thing you could do with people like that is ignore them. But it blew my mind. I said, how could somebody who doesn't know who I am, or I guess they do now, if they've been looking at every single comment I've made for the last 7 years, whoa, whoa. And they mentioned Vaughn pasaron this. They weren't interested. They're like, listen, I'm not here to tell people what to say or think or not to make jokes. And also with tweets, you can't get the tone there. You don't know if I'm being sorry. You don't know if I'm saying you really need a prostitute or you should go. And it was a strange moment there because I felt bullied. And they were, trying to tell me you're a sexist. I'm like, and you guys are bullies then. What's better? What's worse? You're bullying somebody, a complete stranger that you don't know. We call that cyber stalking. The great thing is there's a simple little button. It's block. And we're done. Goodbye. I never invited you in the first place. So now you can kindly, as we say, don't let the door hit you in the ass when you leave or on the way out. Que no te dé la puerta en el culo al salir. Como que tienes que salir más rápido de que se cierra la puerta. Sal pitando. No te queremos aquí. So it was weird. I've only had one experience with that. But it was weird, though, because I felt like somebody was obsessed with me and I didn't even know who they were. It was strange stuff. At least they didn't dox me. Dox. This is very dangerous. And this is something people have been doing now. People are taking their enemies, their political enemies or whatever, and they're doxing them. And to dox somebody is to put their personal information on the internet. Esto es su dirección, esto es su número de teléfono. And this is again, now this stuff, a lot of this is, you can be penalized by the law in most countries for this kind of stuff. Then you got number 4, which was malware. Mal, I think you know what that means. Software, que es malo, no, malware. So something that can screw up your computer, your system, right? It is software that is usually designed to harm, to attack, right? Malware. The next one, the 5th one, identity theft. You hope you're never a victim of this. Because if you become a victim of identity theft, they can take out credit cards in your name. They can accrue debts, deudas, acumular, to accrue debts. So it's pretty dangerous there. And the last one in our talking about cybercrime today is intellectual property. Now, eso es muy largo, ¿no? Intellectual property. IP. Lo llamamos IP. Yeah. De hecho, cuando hablan de Disney opened a new ride. The IP is Moana, the intellectual property, the branding of it. So the IP. There you go, guys. Some words to help you become a little bit more tech savvy in English. And I hope you're never a victim of any of these cyber crimes. But folks, I can't believe it. Right now, we've got to go to our 3rd commercial break. Whoa. We've got 26 minutes left, and we've got a lot of stuff to do. So, if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 4 of today's show with no name. Don't forget, after today's show, you've got Ximena Holiday, and you can follow along with her program with the name of the book that's the same as her program, Test Your English. After that, you got Rob and Andy and their antics in the lunchtime show. And you can start your day with Rob Grams and his amazing energy In the Pro Bow Show, you've got Richard Vaughn live. Man, that's great that you can have a class with the master every day for free here on Vaughn Radio. All you have to do is download the free app, and you can take us on the go with you wherever you may go. And today we are celebrating Thanksgiving here on the Show with No Name. Now, normally, if I were in the United States, I'd have the day off today. Oh, well. You can't have the best of both worlds. Also, we get more holidays here in Spain than in the United States, which is cool. So I really can't complain. All right, amigos, so much to do here on today's show. So let's kick off with a section where you have to translate a challenge, a sentence with a twist. And what's the twist? That you have to double up. You have to use the word twice in our double trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, amigos, double trouble. All right, I'll tell you something here. I'll give you a little clue to help you out. In today's double trouble, the first one is literal, and the second usage is an idiomatic expression. All right, maybe that'll help you out. The first usage of the word we double up on is literal. The second one is an idiomatic expression. And if this helps you, well, that's awesome news. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Yo que tú no me tiraría por la catarata en un barril. You know, people do this at Niagara Falls and things. Well, not normally, but it's been done before. So, yo que tú no me tiraría por la catarata en barril, en un barril, okay? No es necesariamente divertido. No es necesariamente divertido. Okay, and we use, yeah. No te voy a decir más. I'm not going to give you any more clues. So here it is, your double trouble. You have to use the same word twice. Yo que tú. Good to know this structure. No me tiraría por la catarata, o las cataratas, whatever, en un barril. No es necesariamente divertido. Not like Vaughn Town. Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. That's right, folks. More information at our website. Again, now is the right moment. If you were thinking about taking advantage of one of our awesome resources or courses at Vaughn, go to our website, grupovaughn.com, and find out more. And I always say, too, that's a good way to make sure Vaughn Radio doesn't disappear, because I don't know the budget. That's not my area. But it's not cheap to run a radio station. You got to pay salaries. You got to pay license. I mean, it's not cheap. So from time to time, since you already know you love learning with us, you can pick up one of our books or sign up for one of our courses. And believe me, you'll get hooked. I know it. It's happened with many students. My student Carmen went to Vaughntown, and she cannot stop singing the praises of Vaughntown. For her, it was a turning point in her English. So that is awesome. So if you want to check it out, maybe you'll get a special deal. Again, I don't want to quote any of the deals because there are new deals being released every moment. Go to the website, grupovon.com, follow on social media, and take advantage of these awesome deals. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the fourth and final time. Laura already got it. We'll see if anybody else can get it as well.
No one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
All right, there we go, my amigos. There we go. That is your fourth and final listen of the Say What soundbite. Let's take a look at our double trouble. I've got some students participating over here. The first one to participate is our buddy Leo. In fact, Leo and Laura, the 2 L's. Leo says, if I were you, I wouldn't jump over the waterfall in a barrel. It's not a barrel of laughs. You nailed it. You can say go over or jump over the waterfall in a barrel. It's not exactly a barrel of laughs. And it's interesting because un barril de risas. But a lot of times we use this expression in the negative. So you say, oh, he's a barrel of laughs. Come on. Tone is everything, as you know, right? Pero un barril de risas, algo divertido. Oh, did you have fun yesterday with my cousin? Oh, he's a barrel of laughs. Me he partido con él. No, lo hemos pasado bien. But you say, oh, your cousin, what a barrel of laughs, right? So it can also be like, yeah, tío, muy gracioso, divertido ahí, no? The exact opposite. So a barrel of laughs, which is interesting because how do you say barril de cerveza? It's not barrel. You put wine in barrels, but you put beer in kegs. That's right. A beer goes in a keg and wine goes in a barrel. All right, let's see Laura. Laura says, if I were you, I wouldn't throw myself down a waterfall. I would say throw myself over, right? You go over the falls. I wouldn't throw myself over a waterfall in a barrel. It's not a barrel of laughs. No es, como decimos, divertido. Nice job. Do you know what's always been a barrel of laughs? The movies. I love going to the movies. And in fact, for my birthday last week, the movie theater near my house offered me a free ticket. Una entrada gratis, just for me. My wife, obviously, we'd have to get her a ticket. And we took a look at what's playing, que está en pantalla, what's playing, and severely disappointed. Severely. What's going on, Hollywood? You're not exactly a barrel of laughs these days. All right, it's time to move on, though, but we can still learn from movies in Name That Movie. Name That Movie. All right, amigos. It's Name That Movie here on the show with no name. What? Hang on. I give up. All right, guys, there you go. You say metralleta, right? We call it a machine gun. A machine gun. All right, well, I'm just setting the tone here. But here we go with today's Name That Movie. Let's see if you recognize this famous flick. An illustration of Frank Sheeran's life. From World War II veteran to hitman for the Bufalino crime family and his alleged assassination of his close friend, Jimmy Hoffa. Interesting story. Now, if you know it, you know it. It's one of those, right? All right. So, an illustration of Frank Sheeran's life. Illustration. A depiction is another way to say it. Of Frank Sheeran's life. From World War II veteran, or vet, we can say, to hitman. And a hitman is sicario. Somebody who carries out a hit. If you haven't heard the FYI episode on the Mafia or on Sopranos, then you wouldn't know this vocabulary probably, unless you're a fan of mafia movies, mob movies, as we say. So he becomes a hitman for the Bufalino crime family and his alleged assassination of his close friend, Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa, he was the leader of the Teamsters Union, el Sindicato de los Camioneros, and he became one of the most powerful people in the United States. And his body, su cadáver, has never been found. And this movie everybody tries to tell it. When I was a kid, you know what they said? He was buried at the 50-yard line at Giants Stadium. O sea, este tío está enterrado en el centro del campo de los Giants. You see what I mean? So I think there's more lore, there's more legend around this than anything else over there. And we've got a winner. It's Chris Valrol. The movie is The Irishman. The Irishman, which is a movie that came out a few years ago with Martin Scorsese, directed by Martin Scorsese, and it brings Joe Pesci back together with Robert De Niro. And through CGI, los efectos, through CGI, what happens is they make him look younger. Le hacen parecer más joven. I think the CGI is pretty good. Excuse me. I've got to clear my throat. The problem, it's a little bit too long. I think in general, these days, movies are way too long. Way too long over here. All right, so the movie is called The Irishman. Let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. Russell says, and I'm going to try and do it in my mafioso accent over here. Listen, Frank, things have gotten out of hand with our friend again. Las cosas se han salido de las manos. And some people are having a serious problem with him. Okay? And it's at a point where you're going to have to talk to him and tell him it is what it is. No? Tienes que decir, esto es lo que hay. It is what it is. And Frank says, what it is? And he goes, yeah, it's what they want. It's where it's gotten. Es lo que ellos quieren. Es a donde ha llegado esto. You're close to him. Tú estás cercano con él. You're close to him. Maybe he'll listen to you. A lo mejor te hace caso a ti. And Frank says, you know, I talked to him. He's a tough guy to talk to. You know that. No, tú sabes, yo hablo con él, pero no es fácil hablar con él, right? He's a tough guy to talk to. You know that. And then Russell says, he has no choice. He has no choice. No tiene elección. He's in the higher ups. We looked at the word higher before, más alto. Well, the higher ups son los altos cargos. Piénsalo, están más alto que tú. They're higher ups. And then Frank says, well, he's in the higher ups too. Pues él está en esa categoría también. Los dirigentes, los que llevan todo. And he goes, not like this. Así no. Not like this. Come on, Frank. You know. Venga, Frank. Tú sabes. He says, and then he leans in. Se acerca. He leans in. right? Como si le hubiera decir un secreto, decirle algo de cerca. And we looked at this word before. If they can whack a president, do you remember when we looked at whack? Matar, right? If they can whack a president, they can whack the president of a union. Si pueden matar al presidente, que es Kennedy en este caso, JFK, well, they can whack, pueden matar al presidente de un sindicato. You know it, and I know it. Lo sabemos los dos. And then Frank sighs. Suelta un suspiro. He sighs, right? And he says, you know, I talked to this guy. Tú sabes que hablo con este tío. I talk to him, and I talk to him. Hablo y hablo. But he's got to listen now. Pero ahora tiene que hacer caso. He's got to listen. He's a fucking knucklehead. I love that word. Esto es un insulto muy bueno, eh? A knucklehead. A knucklehead. Well, your knuckle is un nudillo. So es cabeza nudillo. Que es tontorra, gilipollas. You know, it's not a nice... If somebody calls you a knucklehead, them's fighting words. Se diría, those are fighting words, pero a veces jodemos el idioma aposta. Them's fighting words. Those are fighting words. You call me knucklehead. But I think it's a funny word nonetheless. So there you go, folks. It's The Irishman. And now it's time to move on because we've got a lot to do in our famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. Oh, and we've got somebody here in the group saying, I'm leaving. Bye-bye. Well, first, I'm not going to say your name, just in case you're still here. I'm not going to give you any protagonism. But secondly, if you're saying it like that, let me tell you what they tell people who say, me voy de Twitter. We say this. This is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Thank you. Thanks for playing, and bye-bye. All right, here we go with today's famous birthdays. Number one, this person was born in 1954. An American singer, songwriter, and pianist. He's mixed all kinds of genres of music: folk rock, jazz, southern rock, country, a little bit of everything, even blues. And the guy, I mean, he's got some pretty decent songs, but there's really one year that he won the Grammy Award for Best New Artist. And that was at the second annual. No, wait a second. I just opened the wrong page here. It just opened a black woman. It's not a black woman. I'm like, wait a second. That doesn't look like him. So he's got a song I think many of you might know. That's just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. That's just some things will never change. And he worked with the Grateful Dead. I mean, this guy is definitely one of those virtuoso musicians. But you'll probably recognize his solo song, his most famous solo song. That's just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. That's just the way it reminds me of the 80s. Next up, we've got a French actor. He earned the Caesar Award, which in the United States, it's okay, but it's not an Oscar. And, well, he's been in many, many movies. Obviously, he started out in French movies, but then he started doing English-speaking roles. He was in Elizabeth in 1998, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, Black Swan. He was really good in Black Swan. He was in Jason Bourne in 2016 as well. And last but not least, a very talented English actor. And his real name, I'll tell you his real name because nobody knows his real name, I don't think. William Henry Pratt. But he was really famous for playing the Bride of Frankenstein. Well, he wasn't the Bride of Frankenstein, but he was a horror icon who was in Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, the Son of Frankenstein, the Mummy in the 1932 Mummy. And he also voiced the Grinch in the animated special Dr. Seuss's, I love Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which came out in 1966. It is a Christmas classic. I'm not talking about the Jim Carrey movie. I'm talking about the cartoon with this guy, William Henry Pratt, but nobody calls him that. Let's see. We've got a winner over here. Chris says, number 1, Bruce Hornsby. Excellent job. Number 2, Vincent Cassell. And number 3, Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff, I didn't know that. His real name is William Henry Pratt. You're a mean one. My daughter loves that song. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. And I didn't know it until I was older, but I was like, I love that voice. And then I realized that's the guy who did Frankenstein and all those monsters. And we're talking about the one and only Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff. I almost mispronounced his name there, even though it's not his real name. He went for that Boris name because, I don't know, sounds like a monster kind of name, right? So this is an excerpt from The Grinch. Today's Say What soundbite is a little excerpt from the classic tale, The Grinch. Again, if you have not seen this in English, I know the Spanish voiceover artists do a wonderful job, but you haven't seen Boris Karloff do it. The original. Like, yeah, great job, guys, but that's Boris Karloff. No offense. I want him to do it, and then I can watch the Spanish version. So, my amigos, there it is. Well, he says, no one. So he's just at the part where he's explaining that the Grinch hates Christmas. Odia a la Navidad. And he says, no one quite knows the reason. Nadie realmente sabe la razón. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. Now, if you notice, everything rhymes. That's what's cool about Dr. Seuss. The Cat in the Hat is another one, another classic. And it says, it could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on right. No estaba, no, como no pones un screw tornillado bien su cabeza. It wasn't screwed on just right. So see, too tight, just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. And there you go. You got that play with all and small, right? And likely, this is a word I don't hear many native speakers, many non-native speakers use, and we use it a lot. Likely, it's unlikely. It's likely, it's unlikely. ¿Qué pasa? Pues para nosotros, al menos, es más fácil decir it's probable, más fácil decir eso que it's probable or it's improbable. So for us, I guess it just rolls off the tongue a little bit easier. So here it is, folks. I recommend you watch it now that the holiday season's kicking off tomorrow. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
No one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
All right, folks. And that is the end of today's show. Thank you to all of you for joining us here on this Thanksgiving extravaganza. Don't forget to stay tuned. You have got an amazing show up next with Ximena Holiday in her program, Test Your English. Tomorrow we'll have Question of the Week, which you have until the end of today to participate. So tell us what you can't live without in a 1-minute message and send it to me, alonso@grupovon.com. Thank you so much. And we'll be back tomorrow with more. Ciao.